My name is Vladimir, I am a journalist. I communicate with prisoners of war. Do you voluntarily consent to the publication of this video?
Yes.
Why?
Why not?
Then no, you can refuse. You don't have to talk to me.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. What are your motives for talking?
Just wondering.
Simple interest?
Yes, just to talk
State
to
your
you.
last name, first name, patronymic, date of birth, and where you are from.
In the apartment.
What area? Is this area one of the central
No,
ones?
of course not.
Is this the outskirts?
Yes, this is the outskirts.
Outskirts of Moscow.
No, outside the ring road, but within it.
Is what's behind this road considered a bad area?
Well, it's no longer
It's
Moscow.
no longer Moscow. Generally a bad area.
No, why?
No? Fine. Where did you work?
At the restaurant. I am chef by profession.
Did you work as cook in a restaurant?
Yes.
Which one?
Siren.
Restaurant Siren. Where is it located? On the outskirts?
No. The metro station... Now let me remember the address. It's near Peace Avenue.
It takes so long to remember what it feels like you came up with the fact
No.
that you worked there as a cook.
No.
When did you work? In what years?
In 2022. Mobilized at the same time. I had to go on work shift and the day before they brought me call-up paper.
How long did you work there?
A year and a half, or 2 years.
Do you have family?
Father and mother.
Father and mother, but you are not married?
No, not married.
No children?
No.
And have never
No.
been married? Did you live in the same apartment with your mother?
Yes.
So, how long have you worked as a cook at this
I worked
restaurant?
in this restaurant for 1.5 or 2
1.5
years.
to 2 years. As I understand it, you were still working before this.
And I worked before that.
What the salary?
From 50 to 70,000, it depends on the shifts and the number of part-time jobs.
50, 70,000.
Yes.
Is this a little for
Well,
Moscow?
no.
Is this not enough?
Enough for one person.
Enough for just one? It's clear. Did you have any prospects for career growth?
Apparently not.
That is, you would work as a cook all your life for such a
Yes,
salary?
all my life. I also worked like sous chef.
Can you make sushi?
No, not sushi, sous chef.
What are the responsibilities?
I help the chief cook.
Deputy chief. I get it.
Yes. These are similar professions.
I just thought I had something to do with sushi. I'm not very good with these culinary terms, but couldn't you be a chef?
Don't even know. Probably. Probably not.
Why?
Don't know. Probably I lack imagination.
So you need to be a very talented person.
Yes, you need to have imagination and be able to make decisions.
Don't you consider yourself that way?
Well, you know, I probably just didn't try.
Are you a performer?
Yes.
Do you not generate any ideas on your own? Do what you are told. Like that.
Yes. Something like this. The chef gives a task, for example, to carry out an inventory, improve a dish, and so on.
What is your connection with the army?
No connections. When I was called up, I served, then went to study to be a cook and work.
When and where did you serve? By whom?
From 2006 to 2008, Deputy Platoon Commander. Senior Sergeant.
Deputy Commander, Senior Sergeant. You probably served well. An important title, an important position. As far as I know, you were already a junior or lieutenant
Here, yes.
Where did you receive this title?
In the regiment, I held the position of platoon commander during this mobilization and during the period of partial mobilization called
When were you called up?
September 30, 2022.
September 30, 2022. Next.
I was mobilized. I was appointed to the position of deputy platoon commander. We also had training there in Patriot Park, Moscow region, shooting, so on. And during this training, due to the lack of officers, I was given the position of platoon commander. I had already been promoted to the rank of the junior lieutenant.
Where were you brought to dig trenches?
The settlement was called Sladkaya, Zaporozhye.
Zaporozhye. Have you talked to the locals?
Well, when we were buying cottage cheese and eggs.
Buying cottage cheese, eggs. Were you sent for coming for free then?
We never communicated with them about this.
Well, you've seen in the movies how liberators are greeted.
Are you talking about flowers, greetings, joy?
Yes.
Well, no, that didn't
So
happen.
how the soldiers of the Ukrainian armed forces greeting when they liberate a populated area?
I didn't see.
Haven't you seen this? Do you think that after your arrival in the Zaporozhye region, the life of people there was worsened or improved?
I didn't leave my position. I didn't go to big cities, only small towns.
What is your education?
Secondary specialized.
Specialized secondary education. I think it's enough even for Finnish middle school for a person to be able to express his thoughts logically. What happened before you came to Zaporozhye?
So I don't know what was there before we arrived.
What happened after you arrived?
People lived there.
Was there war in Zaporozhye before your arrival?
There wasn't. Maybe there wasn't.
When did the war start? Do people's lives become worse or better?
Some are worse, some are clearly better.
Who feels better?
Those who speculate on this. Let's say, for example, I don't know how much cigarettes cost. In our country they cost 200 rubles, but here the same pack costs 300 rubles. Someone is apparently making money from this, right?
I don't know if your occupying power is there. By the way, is this power that is there an occupation power?
From your side it must be an occupation. I don't even know, but from the side of the people who change their passports, it's liberating.
No. For those who change their passport, liberation.
Well, it's not for nothing that people change their
Well,
passports.
they are forced to change their passports.
I don't know that.
Don't know about this. I will show you an example so that you have a little more understanding of what is happening there. I will now play for you the speech of the Gauleiter of the village of Lazurny. This is the Kherson region. His last name is Dudka, but that's not the point. The point is how people live under the occupation authorities and why they take passports. An official document has already been released stating that medicines purchased from the budget of the Russia Federation by foreign citizens, that is, citizens of Ukraine, will not be issued. This is also applies to insulin medications. Some have already experienced what it is like to be a citizen of another country. This is the first. Secondly, this will also concern the issuance of humanitarian aid and other issues for those who have not yet received a passport from the country in which they live. Those who don't have a passport from the country that feed them, that provide them with humanitarian aid and benefits, and also ensure their safety and security, because what our so-called brothers are doing.
It's clear.
What exactly do you understand?
They are left without a choice.
You say that people who took passports perceive you as liberators. After this speech, do you remain unconvinced?
I don't know. On the other hand, these people could have left, right?
People didn't invite you there in the first place.
It's true.
In order to leave your home. We started the conversation with whether people began to live better or worse after your arrival. I gave you an argument about the war, that is impossible to become better during the war. You told me
Yes.
about cigarettes. I don't know who is speculating on what you have there, I don't know that. Then you say that the people who took the passports perceive you as liberators. So you,
When I saw this
liberators,
video,
came to the land of these people, to the house of these people, and told them, if you don't take a passport, you won't get insulin and other things. This is tantamount to death.
yes.
Is that how liberations behave?
No.
Who behaves like this?
Invaders.
Right. Therefore, For us. For the whole world. You are occupiers. Fine question. How are you different from the Nazis who invaded Poland, then the Soviet Union and other countries?
We would simply be put in prison for refusing to take the oath.
What?
Refusal to take the oath and failure to comply with orders is punishable by imprisonment.
Well, why I'm asking about the Nazis, because they would probably have been arrested there too. But if you are given the illegal order, if you have a regime in your country that gives illegal orders, you are probably better off choosing prison so as not to kill anyone and save your own life. Why is this all happening?
I don't know what answer.
Well, what are you saying? There's something you don't want to say at all.
No, I just don't know
Well,
what
you
answer.
agreed to the interview because you were interested. Did you think that I would endlessly tell you something? Well, why is this happening?
I don't know.
Guess what?
Guess? Again, maybe to prevent NATO from getting closer to the borders.
Finland joined NATO, bring the borders closer. And nothing, no one attacks it. Moreover, your government considered this none of its business, so this theory is out of the question. Guess more.
Then I don't even know why this is all.
It's hard. Let's try calling your mother.
Well, I don't
What does
understand
politics have to do with it? Well, what does politics have to do with it? Why does one country attack another?
Well, there were always two options. These are either resources or territories.
Or both?
Well, yes.
Well, so what is all this for?
Probably for the sake of the annexed territories. For the sake of territories.
And? Why were the troops near Kiev then?
This is what I don't know.
Let's go back. One side attacks the other. Why?
Because of territories.
Yes. So why were they near Kiev?
Probably another area was needed.
The desire to seize other people's territories, right?
Yes.
And if you want to capture the capital, then the whole country, Kiev the central administration.
Well, probably if the offensive had been closed, the central control apparatus would have moved further to Kharkiv or somewhere else.
They were in Kharkiv.
Maybe to Lviv and so on, I don't know.
Do you understand?
I guess,
Do you understand that initially there was a plan to seize Ukraine, take control of it? But at least almost all of Ukraine. What does the invasion of Kharkiv, Kyiv, Sumy region, and Chernihiv region mean? Do you understand? Do you understand that initially there was a plan to capture all of Ukraine?
what for? I don't understand.
Let's go back. Why does one country attack another?
This is already clear because of the territory, but this would no longer allow the budget of the Russian Federation to annex so many territories.
Well, talk like a politician, economist.
This must be insured for the territories. We need to allocate a budget for pensions and other expenses.
Have they allocated a budget for Donetsk and Lugansk?
I think yes.
Yes?
I think yes.
Shall I show you how people live there now?
Yes, show me.
Show? Do you think such people care about the budget?
Well, it could be negligence.
Well, maybe this is, of course, partly negligence. Do you think such people care about the budget? Take it in your hands. Do you know who they are beating up?
Недолго буде добре.
Positions. They will beat them for a long time. Do you know who they are beating now?
Prisoners,
No.
perhaps.
These are not prisoners. These
No.
are mobilized from the so-called DPR and LPR. Ordinary guys to whom your soldiers gave machine guns and told them to go fight, but they don't want to fight. And they beat them so that they go to the certain death. What do you
Are
think?
these ours?
Yeah, these are yours. Do you think such people care about the budget or pensions? They put me in a hole, then stripped me naked. I am not even talking about the people in the occupied territories who give me insulin. This is what you do to your own people. What are you telling me about budget, rationality? Who needs it? These are not people. There is a recent video. He told them quickly copulate with each other, or did I just hear it?
Yeah.
Well, this is your army. Let's repeat once again. She attacked my country. It was near Kiev. It was near Kharkiv. It destroyed and continues to destroy Kharkiv, Kherson, and other cities. For what?
I'm shocked by what I saw.
Have you seen anything like this?
No.
What would happen to you if you refused to go on the assault?
Correctional colony number 15.
Where is this?
I don't know where, it's just that the paperwork is being processed right away.
You see, you have some kind of more civilized division. That is, if you don't want to fight, then you go straight to the colony.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Failure to comply with an order.
Well,
Up to 10 years imprisonment.
understood. Understood. Well, try to communicate with other prisoners, especially with those who were mobilized from penal colonies. They will tell you what happens to them after they refuse to go on an assault.
Storm Z?
Storm that as well. What the difference? Isn't this your army?
Well, in my opinion, they are killed right away.
No. That's what
No?
you do with them, not kill them right away. Depends on where you serve. It depends on the brutality and intoxication of your commanders. You can't guess it. Why does one side attack the other? Territories and resources.
Territories and resources.
Russia attacked Ukraine for what?
Territories and resources.
We've been talking about this for half an hour. You finally stated the obvious.
Well, I also said before that these are territories and
No,
resources.
before that you were talking about NATO.
Well, we've moved on to another topic.
Now that you finally understand that they are interested in territories and resources, specifically whose territories and resources?
Russian Federation.
No. Are you Russian Federation?
Yes.
Well, you are part of it. Were you interested
Yes.
in Avdiivka,
No.
Zaporizhia,
No.
Berdyansk?
No.
Have you heard a lot about these cities?
No, of course I heard of them, but not much.
Well, you probably heard about Los Angeles and New York more often than about Berdyansk and Zaporozhye.
Well, yes.
Yes, well. So, are you personally from the Russian Federation? Are you interested? What is your interest?
Personally, I have
No
none.
interest. Is it true? No interest. Who needs it? Who needs the territories and resources of Ukraine?
Probably to the government.
Namely,
Well, specifically, the president,
the president. What's his name?
Vladimir
Yeah. What the last name?
Putin.
I have feeling that you're simply afraid to say his last name. Afraid, right? Should you go back there again now? Is this why you are afraid?
Well,
You see what a difficult conversation we are having.
yes.
What kind of conversation did you think we would have? Naturally, I will ask you as a Russian why you are here, how you decided to do it. What is it for? Whether you need it. I will ask your mother about it now too.
Personally, I don't need
So
this.
I'm sure she doesn't need it either. Shall we call? Shall we ask?
Let's...
Let's call. Hello? Please turn on the video call. Now it's turned it on. Good afternoon. My name is Vladimir. I'm a journalist. Your son is on our captivity in Ukraine. Do you want to talk to him?
Yes, sure.
Yes. The conversation is being recorded for publication. Did you hear?
Yes, I heard that.
I'm warning you about this. Speak.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing there?
Everything is fine. Did you know that I'm in captivity?
Yes,
Who reported it?
yes.
Who
What?
reported it?
They reported from the regiment.
I wonder how they know. Well, okay.
You see, in Moscow, after all, they work better than somewhere in other cities.
Maybe.
Your management report the status sent to a colony, not to the grid.
How are you doing there, Mom?
Well, everything is fine with us. We are nervous about your captivity, of course. Well, hanging in there.
Everything is fine.
Hanging in there.
Everything is fine with
Everything
me.
is fine?
The food is good, everything is fine. They give me clothes, I have a place to sleep, it's warm, everything is fine with me. Don't
We'll
worry.
have you very much. We are waiting for you. We think that you will return.
Well, see.
Where are you? In what area?
You don't need to know that.
Yes, Mom, you don't need to know.
No need?
No need.
It won't
It's clear.
change anything. I will talk to you now. You ask me this question. I will explain everything to you.
That's it, I'm
It's
handing
clear.
over the phone to the journalist. You
Fine.
can talk. Let's talk, yes?
Fine. We love you.
That's it, bye, I love you too.
He is next to me. He hears you. What did you want to know? Where is it?
Yes.
It won't take any difference. Absolutely none. Whether he was in Ivano-Frankivsk or Kharkiv, it doesn't matter. He will return to your home only through exchange. What did you do to get him exchanged?
We called everywhere we could. Called, wrote, and that was all. We are waiting. There are no answers yet.
I want to inform you. What's your name? Olga.
Olga.
I want to inform you that we have some prisoners here for more than a year.
I know.
It all depends on what? Yes, you say...
I know that they have been in captivity since the very beginning of the military operation.
What do you think it depends on? Some are taken and some aren't.
I don't know. It probably depends on luck.
No, it depends on the activity of the relatives.
But we don't have any answers yet. Therefore, we will continue to write.
Well, you have to keep asking them questions. We need to continue further. Your son and I are talking here, then... Look, this is a long conversation. We are trying to understand here what is Russia's goal to attack Ukraine. Why does Russia need this? Would you mind telling us your thoughts on this?
Well, as far as I know, the goal is the liberation of the LPR and DPR. All.
What is this anyway? LPR, DPR?
Donetsk and Lugansk republics.
Yeah, I see. Do you know where your son was captured? And where did he even fight?
In Zaporozhye region.
So, then in this case, what do Donetsk and Lugansk regions have to do with it?
I don't know, apparently this was a military tactic.
Military tactics. Supposedly liberate some areas and kill people in other areas.
I don't know, I have nothing to do with politics, so this is all incomprehensible to me.
What kind of policy is this? One country attacked another country. Why is this usually done?
Don't know.
Well, let's abstract ourselves from politics. You all watched movies, read some historical books, probably. One side attacked the other. For what?
conquer some territories.
Here, this is already closer to reality. Conquer territories and resources. And your son said basically the same thing. Not only does it not matter, Lugansk region, Zaporozhye region, Donetsk region, Kherson region, because there were troops both under Kiev and in Kharkiv, in the regions. That is, from all this it followed that there was an attempt to capture everything that could be captured. Not just the liberation of some individual regions, right?
Don't know.
Let's think about it. What is your education, Olga?
School.
School. Well, with your school education, can you give an idea for what the troops of one country are doing near the capital of another country? No politics.
Don't know.
Can't you? You can't. Do you think your son is an occupier?
No.
No? What was he doing in my country with a machine gun?
Well, he was mobilized.
Well, the Nazis and Hitlerites at one time were also mobilized. Weren't they occupiers?
Well, what can I say? They gave him an order. He went.
There too they gave orders and they obeyed. Is he a Nazi?
No.
So who? Then explain what he was doing in my country, where he came with a machine gun to kill my fellow citizens.
But he came there because he was told that he had to go, so he went.
And if he died, for what purpose?
Nobody knows this.
Tell me, what is this conversation like?
2-hour conversation with you.
Like ours, right? What are people like who go out to kill and die without knowing for what purpose?
What are they similar to?
Well, what do they look like? Is there any difference for them?
Servicemen, they were told they went to do it.
No. The soldier is in his country. They have some goal, like, for example, our soldiers. They go to defend their homes, their families, their lands. These are military personnel. Did the Nazis know for what purpose they were going to kill and seize other people's territories?
Maybe.
What is your purpose?
No.
In general, we agreed with him that Russians are all in general Nazis, but they don't know what they are doing and why. Yes?
No.
Contradict? Let's talk to you. See, we're talking here. This conversation doesn't affect anything. Just small talk, speculative conversation. A man came. Your son. You're Muscovite. You're considered cultured, educated, literate people there, right? Is that how you consider yourself? But your son came to my country with a machine gun to kill people. And he doesn't know why. I came to the conclusion that he is the same Nazi as those who were in his time. They knew why they were fighting, and he doesn't even know that.
We are not Nazis.
No? Who are you different from them?
No.
They went in the other direction to seize territories, and you go seize territories. In my opinion, they are very similar. And you have a Führer, and they have a Führer. Identically, same thing. You have Z hanging everywhere, they have swastik hanging everywhere. In your schools now, children organize all sorts of patriotic celebrations and events, and they had the Hitler Youth. Everything is very similar.
We don't have any swastikas.
How? What about the letter Z that you have drawn everywhere? It's the same swastika. How is different from the swastika they had?
We don't have badges either.
Yes, you have this letter Z everywhere. How Z? You write for the truth The first letter is written in Latin, and the rest in Cyrillic, for the true Z. You have the descriptions everywhere, for hours. You have these inscriptions everywhere. Just wondering, what kind of truth is it? Because the Nazis also had their own truth. They believed their beliefs to be true, and you have beliefs that you believe to be true. But how close this is to the actual truth is a question. Let me tell you...
For the truth, yes.
What?
The Z icon is there.
Yes, well, this is your modern swastika. And on tanks...
But the swastika looks a little
And you
different.
have it painted on your tanks. You don't understand. I'm not saying that the letter Z is a swastika. Swastika is a swastika. The Nazis had it. And you have your own modern symbolism. It also symbolizes your aggressive actions, just as the swastika symbolized the aggressive action of the Nazis at one time. That's it. The meaning is not in the icon, is not how it looks. The meaning is in actions. Here are your people coming to my country. Why are you killing people? Ballistics are flying, missiles are flying, bombs are flying.
Well, your country shoots too, kills too.
So you're suggesting that we not defend ourselves? Let it just be yours.
We also protect.
Are you protecting? Well, finally,
also
and you
protect.
say that you are not interested in politics. It turns out you're interested. Who are you protecting yourself from?
I draw conclusions from your words.
I understand. You're protecting yourself from.
From you.
Have we attacked you?
You attack our republics.
Do you mean that we attacked our own area, in our own country, right?
Well, civilians were killed.
No. That's what they told you on TV. That's what they told you on television. Remember, the Hitler began his invasion. He also said that German civilians were being killed and oppressed in the border areas of Poland. They tell you the same thing. Exactly the same. I can play you the speech of Hitler and Putin, and they are not much different. This is firstly. Secondly, why do you care what's happening in our country? There are Donetsk and Lugansk region of Ukraine. What do you care? Don't you have your own problems?
Everyone has enough problems.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the same thing. And you tell me that we... Well, okay. You say that we attacked you. Where did we attack? Who was attacked? Where exactly was it attacked? Tell me, I'm interested. And you don't want to share this valuable information with me. You apparently know the truth and don't want to tell me.
We are not important people.
This is understandable. Well, you know that we attacked you, so I'll clarify who were attacked, where and why. Maybe you know. Let's think about it together, the three of us. Who did Ukrainians attack?
Donetsk and Lugansk?
In the region of your country?
Well, yes.
What do you care about?
Personally, this doesn't concern me.
It's not only that we didn't actually attack them at all, but the Russians came there in 2014. I'll show you a couple more videos about this now. But I don't have to do this, because the question still remains. What do you care about our regions? And do you know what I'll tell you? Have you been interested in how much Russia spent on military operations? How much does one killjoy, one stone cost, which is flow to Ukraine, to residential buildings? You don't know, right?
Don't know.
In order not to delve into the numbers, I will explain it to you differently. For this money, Russia could build second Moscow for all people you wanted to protect and resettle them there, with the funds. But this is if you were interested in protecting the people of Donetsk and Lugansk. Have I already shown you that Russia gives insulin to people in the Zaporozhye region?
Yes.
Imagine the Russians or occupiers came to the Zaporozhye and Kherson region and acted as follows. You do not give insulin to those who did not take your passport. A diabetic patient is not given insulin. Can you imagine?
No.
And this is happening.
Can your country provide insulin?
Our country has always given it. Because wonderful people lived in Zaporozhye and Kherson regions until the Russians came there. Yes, and their people had insulin. There was work, there was a calm and peaceful life. We were at home. And now half had to leave, half couldn't leave their home. Their access to everything was cut off. Don't you look like Nazis? Please tell me.
No, we are not Nazis.
You mock people, you kill people in foreign country. You may be worse than Nazis.
Ukrainians also kill.
Where? Whom?
People. Your
Have we
own.
come to your country? Did we really come to your country to kill your people? Where exactly did the Ukrainians come? Do you realize that you have a TV instead of a head?
I don't watch TV at all.
I don't know, so you have some other information environment from the outside world instead of your own thoughts. Because you yourself couldn't imagine that we ourselves in our own country are killing our own people or that we attacked you, agree? You must have heard this nonsense from somewhere. But you got the information from somewhere that we attack you and you are defending yourself from us. Is it true? Well, you heard it somewhere. The same does not happen in our reality. This happens in some parallel reality that exists in your head. This parallel reality came into your head from somewhere. Say a few more words to Mom. We can talk like this for a long time.
We love you.
I love you too.
We are waiting for you. Everyone is waiting.
It's okay, don't worry.
And we all hope that everything will be fine. How is it?
And I hope that you all die there. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Russian missiles are flying and kill children here who have the same mothers. But you don't want to understand this. You don't even want to understand that your Russian missiles are flying into Ukraine, into houses, into civilians, killing their children, killing their fathers, killing someone's mothers. And you sit here and... I don't even know what you are guided by and where you got this information from, saying that it was the Ukrainians who attacked you. I want you all to die there. Because I don't understand why you need to leave. I don't understand why those people who send their children to a foreign country to kill people should leave. A rocket is flying from your direction and killing our people, and you sit here and exchange affection. You say, I love my child. Don't we love our children? Will you ever start thinking? Will you ever begin to understand that is happening, that there is a war going on? This is a war your president started. Are you ever going to start thinking about that or not?
Well, the war will end.
How will it end if you don't want to think? I already asked you the question why your son might die here. You answered me that it was pointless. How can the war end if the Russians are a people that consist of 140 million people who are ready to send their child to another country to die aimlessly? How can it end? If you don't want to think, turn on your mind. How will the war end? It will only end if we kill all of you here. That's why I'm telling you in advance that I want you all die. That's all. Because there are no other options. There are none left. The Russians will still come and go and come here and then sit here and say that they were simply ordered. They just send him away, and for what purpose he is ready to die, he does not know. Why should such people exist at all? Explain this to me. You're murderers. Stupid, cold-blooded, indifferent killers.